So which is better, filming indoor or filming outdoor? As a real estate agent, you might be wondering, do I go film in a studio just like this one, but it will be too boring and too repetitive, or do I go film outdoor, but it will be too sunny and hot? Well, in this video, I'll explain what's the difference between filming indoor and outdoor, and where to film based on your niche and what you specialize in. And by the end of this video, you will not struggle with filming location ever again. And by the way, I helped countless agents grow and scale their personal brands. Like Farouk took him from 0 to 21k followers, or Aida took her from 6k to 18k followers. Millions of views and hundreds of millions in deals closed. So let's get into it. We have a lot to cover. We're gonna cover all of this. So studio versus outdoor. Let's define what we're talking about. Filming in a studio is filming in a controlled environment built for content, like a podcast studio, or a office converted into a studio, or a home converted into a studio. So this is a podcast studio, the one on the screen, and this is a office converted into the studio. This is Providence office actually, and this is a home converted into the office, and this is Fabrizi. If it is indoor, controlled and built for filming content, it's a studio, as simple as this. And for filming outdoor, what is filming outdoor? Any environment not built for filming, basically. So whether it's in a community like Arabian Ranches 3, whether you're filming in a car, whether you're filming in a public location or a property tour. So this was filming in the community with Aida and Camille. This was filming also in the community or in kind of a car. Let's say it was a buggy, so it's like in the community. And this is a property tour done by Farouk. So if it is unpredictable or not controlled or not built for filming content, it is outdoor. Now that we understand what filming outdoor and indoor means, we can start with the difference. Now, the difference between filming indoor and outdoor is based on two variables: efficiency and quality, because nothing else matters. There is nothing else. We can start with the studio. In studio, this is the studio's efficiency. In a studio, you can film up to 15 videos in 2 hours or less. So you can finish 1 month of content in one sitting. There is no setup required. You come to the studio and it was ready. I came here and the kind person here made it ready. And there is no interruptions. There is no weather dependency. So it doesn't matter if it's sunny or if it's raining. I can come here anytime and we can film any time of day. I'm not constrained by the time. So I can book it at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. or 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. any studio, and I can finish the filming and continue my day. Like I will not be dead by the end of filming. I will not be tired. 2 hours in a studio in a very controlled environment is fine. And studios exist to make it easy, which is why it's very efficient, as you can see. So as a result, we have volume. You can show up more and you can film more per session. That means that you can come multiple times because it will not ruin your schedule. So you can film 15 per session or you can film 30 per session. And you will understand why once I compare it with outdoor. And you don't mentally resist filming because it's easy. And you don't burn out after 15 videos. That is for efficiency. Now for quality. So studio's quality. There is controlled lighting. There is good lighting on me right now. The sound is good. We're using a Shure mic, I think. Yeah, a Rode Shure mic, which is amazing. And the frame is nice and the visual identity is consistent. You see how I'm fitting the jacket with the shirt, with the background, with the plant, with this light. It's a very consistent visual identity, and obviously it's a controlled environment, and the studio's quality is predictable. I know how the quality will look like. As a result, you look good, you get the viewer's trust and authority, and your brand gets recognized because it's consistent visually, and you perform better on camera because you know the quality is good, therefore it gives you a push to perform even better. So let's now compare it with outdoor. Outdoor is inefficient. Let me explain why. You have limited filming time because the lighting is not always good. It is only good in the golden hour, which is 4 p.m. or 10 a.m. So you have between 4 to 5 p.m. or 10 to 11 a.m. And also the weather. So if it's too hot, you'll sweat and you cannot film afternoon. In Dubai, you cannot film afternoon, especially in the summer. In the winter, maybe. Well, let's say after the filming session, after walking in the heat and moving around too much, you will be tired after the filming session. So you will not be able to continue your day normally. You might want to go back home. Or if you continue your day normally, you'll just be tired. Anxiety from people's security or noise. So when we film outdoor, let's say we film in an MR community, people will be walking around, security will be there and they might be staring at us, and there will be car noise, people noise, kids are playing around, it doesn't matter, but there is noise, and this noise is causing anxiety, and this affects your performance on camera, and performance on camera is the number one indicator of a success of a personal brand. Next up is time between locations. So you will spend time going from location to location. Let's say we go to a community like Arabian Ranches 3. We want to film in the souk, the civil studio and then we want to film in a villa. So we'll have to travel. Then from the villa, we want to go to the park, to the community area, let's say, where everything is. And then we'll film videos there. And then we want to go to the pool. I know filming is prohibited, but let's just use it for the sake of the example. So like you move around, you're zipping across Google Maps and you're spending time in the car and you are wasting time between locations, which is also making you more tired. And you cannot film in summer or when it's raining outdoor. And you need permit for many locations. So for example, to film anywhere related to Omniat, you need a permit. And you need approvals as well. To film anywhere in a mall, you need a permit. And you can only film with a phone and you cannot film with a camera. To film in a camera, you need permit almost everywhere. But to film with a phone, it's far easier. So outdoor filming creates friction. It makes it harder to film. It's not like studio content. Studio makes it easy, but outdoor makes it hard. There is friction, which results in you film less videos per session, and also that makes you less consistent because it's harder to film, and you face resistance to film because you say like, oh my god, we're gonna face all of that, and your annual output is lower, so you film all in all less videos and your brand growth is lower. So now let's talk about the quality. So outdoor obviously also lacks quality because it is not filming optimized. So one, inconsistent sound. There might be wind, so we'll have to use a foam similar to this one. But the one we use for the small mic, which is either a DJI or a Rode mic, lowers the quality and is not as good as this mic. With this mic, with the foam or without the foam, it is still amazing. Next is lighting. Here I have two big lights in front of me, which help with the lighting. We don't have that outdoor unless it's the golden hour and it's 4 p.m. Then the lighting is amazing. Second, we have inconsistent performance. So it changes with the environment. Your performance in the car, because you're driving, changes when you are in the park while kids are in front of you or at a different location when there is security staring at you. So it's just inconsistent and it's difficult and it just makes your performance worse and more inconsistent. So you might be quiet somewhere or you might try to speak fast somewhere else. And the reason I mention quiet and fast, quiet is volume, how loud you speak, whether it's quiet or loud. You need to speak loud enough for people to hear you. Second, you need to speak fast enough for people to comprehend you, because if you speak too fast, people do not trust you. And if you speak too slow, you will just appear as a slow person. Next up is distractions. Yeah, I think it's self-explanatory. Imagine going and filming in JBR. The amount of distractions you'll have is insane. So outdoor can look great, yes, but it doesn't look great always on camera, which results in you don't look consistent on camera, you don't sound clear all of the time, your performance is worse on camera, and people trust you less over time, and your brand overall feels less professional compared to a studio. So that was a quick comparison. Now let's look at the annual output. And the reason we say annually and not monthly, because monthly is way too less to look at. So like, what's the difference between 15 videos and 7? Nothing much. But over a year, yes, it makes a difference. So in a studio, you film 1 video per month, 2 hours, 15 videos per session. You can pull it off in 2 hours. I just pulled off, and 1 hour ago with one of my clients, 12 videos in 30 minutes. And they were all good and he performed good. Why? Because we were in a studio. Annually, if you film 15 videos per session per month, you will get 180 videos, which is 15 videos monthly, which is basically you post a day yes and a day not. Whereas outdoor, you do 1 filming session per month. If you do 1 filming session per month, which also takes 2 hours, you will do only 7 videos. I have tried it a lot. You cap around 7 to 8, 9 videos. On average, it is 7. And 7 videos per session across a year is 84 videos. And 84 videos is 7 videos monthly. So the difference is almost double between 84 and 180. It's actually double and a bit, like multiply 2.1x. So more output equals more consistency, more reach, more money. And we all want more money. So less output, less consistency, less reach, less money. So that is the difference between indoor and outdoor. Studio helps you get more output. Outdoor does not help you get more output. It helps you get less output, actually. So all in all, that is the difference between studio and outdoor. But to make it even more clear, let's use this. So this is a table that explains it well. It's right on screen, so you can take a screenshot if you want. This is the variable, efficiency or quality, and this is the factor. So let's start with efficiency. Videos per session in a studio, you can film 15. Outdoor, you can film between 5 to 10. On average, 7. 10 is maximum. 10 if you're a baller. If you can film 10 outdoor, you can film more than 25 in 2 hours in studio. Second is efficiency. The time required is in a studio less than 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours before fatigue. Because 1 to 2 hours, the reason it's not 2 is because by the time it's 2 hours, you will get tired. You will get really tired. You can't film videos anymore and it will affect your performance. Next up, we have the setup. Whenever you come to a studio, just like this one, it is already done. I didn't have to do anything. I just came and sat. I just had to fix a few things. I prefer lighting here, overlighting here, more depth. Okay, that can be fixed one time and it's easy done. But outdoor, you'll have to constantly change it because you're changing locations. Next up, we have interruptions. In a studio, there is none. Nobody interrupted me at all. In fact, they were nice. They got me water. Next, outdoor, there will be people interrupting you because someone wants to walk. There will be security asking you questions, and there will be noise that you have to wait for the noise to stop, then you can continue. What will you do if a Ferrari passed by and it was revving? You will not be able to film for a good 5 seconds. So it interrupted you. It ruined your workflow. You're not in deep work. You're not fully focused. Currently, I'm immersed in this process because I'm in a studio and it's quiet and nobody's distracting me. But if I get consistently distracted, then it ruins my flow. Next up is a filming window. You can film anytime. I can film 10 a.m., 10 p.m. Currently, it's 7:30 p.m. I can film at 7:30 a.m. if they have it open. I mean, if it's your own studio or home studio or office studio, you can film anytime as well. Whereas outdoor, you film between 10 to 11 a.m. because of the lighting window, or 4 to 5:30 p.m. because this is the golden hour. Next up is physical and mental fatigue. In a studio, you don't get tired. I'm not tired. Like, I've been here from 4:30 and now it's 7:20. So it's been 3 hours and I have 1 more hour to go and I'm fine. I'm going to continue my day. Whereas outdoor, you have a good 1 hour and a half and you'll be dead. You'll be tired for the day. Next up, we have transportation. So you come to one location and you stay in one location. But in outdoor, let's say you go to Arabian Ranches 3. You have to go to the souk. And then you have to transport to the property. And then transport to the community area. And then transport to the pool. So you walk and go with the car and rush it and not rush things. So it's a bit more inefficient. Next is seasonal reliability. You can film in a studio any day, anytime, any year. But outdoor, in the summer, it's near impossible between 11 to 4 p.m. And in the winter, it's also near impossible. It's impossible to film when it's raining. Like, who would film when it's raining? Next up, we have annual output. With a studio, it's 180. With outdoor, it is 84. So that is almost a 2x. I'll write a 2x here, a cute one. Next, we have lighting control. With a studio, I have full control over this. I decided that I want more shadow on my right side of my face and more lighting on the left side of my face. It happened because I have more control over it. Whereas outdoor, it depends on the time and you cannot really control because it's like the sun. You just have to stand there. Here, it's lighting equipment that we can control. Next up is audio quality, consistent, and this mic is perfect. It's offshore by Rode. It's my favorite mic. It's the clearest and I suggest it. But when you're filming outdoor, depending on the location and time of year. So if it's windy, then we need to use the foam. It will affect the mic quality. If it's windy and you don't have the foam, then you cannot film. You wasted a good 1 hour in transportation. Second, if it's a noisy place, then the noise will get affected. Next up, we have performance on camera. In studio, it is a perfect environment, so you can perform as good as you can get. But outdoor, it's way harder because there are distractions, people looking at you. It's not a perfect environment created for filming. So next up, we have background is always controlled. I can change the background. Like, I can just pick a different studio. But outdoor, it might be misaligned. Like, you might film in a community, but if you're doing investment advice in a park, I don't know. I'd rather do investment advice in a studio or in an office. That would be better. So that is all in all the difference between filming in a studio and filming outdoor. It's clear on the screen. You can also take a screenshot or come back to this video anytime later when you're deciding where to film. Okay, so now, how do you pick which is a fit for you? How do you make the right decision? Let's get started. Well, first, it is not really studio versus outdoor. You can do a mix of both. You can do a ratio. And also, you don't pick based on a preference. You pick based on who you are. Why? Because your filming location should match your niche and your content pillars. It's who should film where. So, for example, this is the matrix of niches that I created, and it's basically all of the market participants. So real estate agencies and developers, and then you have sales directors, agent, sales manager, relationship manager, sales director, and this is the niche. And you have 5 types of niches. So you have nationality, whether someone is focusing on a certain country like the UK, or someone's focused on an area like I specialize in Arabian Ranches 3, or a type of property like someone specializes in branded residences like Amir, or someone specializing in a concept like investment advice, finance advice, or someone that helps end users, or a developer. Some people specialize in government-backed developers. This is what I mostly see with my clients. So based on your niche, you pick. Now, one thing, most people have mixed niches, not one clear niche. So most people have a few developers they like with investment advice, and also they like a specific type of properties, so only let's say villas, and also a few areas, and also a few nationalities. So everyone has a mix of niches. So this is where you have to do the decision making. Let me show you an example. So we have two real estate agents. One real estate agent is investment focused, and one real estate agent is community focused. And they have content pillars, and content pillars are the 3 buckets of content that all of your ideas will stem from. So the content pillars here are investment advisory for the investment focused agent, and broad real estate content, and worldwide market comparison. So for these content pillars, one of my clients has these content pillars, which is why I use them. Here is the measurement. So if it's green, it's studio. If it's yellow, it's mix. If it's red, it's outdoor. So green is studio. Yellow, it's mix. Green, studio. So here, for this real estate agent, it's 25% of his content shot outdoor, which is the broad real estate content, and 75% of his content will be shot in a studio, just like this one, based on these content pillars. Because I assure you cannot give investment advice in a park. It doesn't look good. Next up, we have, let's say, the second agent with these content pillars. So expository content, broad real estate content, and personal content. Just like who? Like Aida. So Aida, if you know her, so for this type of real estate agent, you would need to do expository content outdoor because it's in the community, broad real estate content indoor and outdoor, so it's a mix, and personal content indoor and outdoor. So it's not either or, it's a ratio, just like this one. So for this real estate agent, the community focused real estate agent, you should do 75% of your content outdoor and 25% of your content in a studio. And again, it's not either or, it's a ratio. So this is, let's say, something we have in our onboarding process. So based on your niche, we pick whether your content is 100% outdoor and 0 studio, or 75 outdoor and 25 studio, or 50% outdoor, 50% studio, 25% outdoor, 75% studio, 0% outdoor, 100% indoor. Actually, I should change this to studio. Yeah, good note. I will. Okay, so that being said, now you know what ratio to pick. Now, based on this, there is something that I hear a lot, which is studio content is boring. Who the hell said it is? And boring content is boring everywhere. And it's a bad script. And a bad script is bad everywhere. It's a bad script that makes a video boring. And it doesn't matter if it's a studio or not. The metric to measure a success of a person brand isn't how exciting the background is. It's the overall growth of the brand. So repetition in the studio doesn't equal bad. Repetition equals recognition, and people binge watch consistent pages. Let's say a page is very consistent with studio content, just like this one. People will binge watch it and they will find it professional and consistent. And the issue is saturation with studios, because everyone is just using the same background and the same studio. And how can you make your studio look new? Just like this one. Well, here is the method. I call it the Khalid method. Number 1. Use multiple studios, and every podcast studio has different sets. So for example, the studio I'm in now has different sets. You should use the many sets and work with many studios. And what you can do even in the set is you can change the background and lighting. So you can make one part warmer or one part not warmer or brighter. Or for example, here you have in the background, you have this lighting which is warm. You have light which is warm that is pointing at the background. So you can change the background and lighting. You can change the frame. So you have the main frame, secondary frame. You can change the angle. We can angle this table a bit so it will look a bit different as well. You can change your fits, your clothes, and you can change your content formats. By changing your content formats, I mean we will jump to another video, which is, for example, going from podcast style to doing trends, to doing scripted talking head, to doing diagrams, just like the video I'm doing now, to doing ping pong videos, which many of you I know don't like, to doing selling videos. Like, there are multiple formats, and by the way, I have an entire video on formats. You can find it in the second link in the description. So if you apply all of this and you keep on changing the variables, then you will automatically have a more not boring page, an exciting page. And I prefer studios. So here is the step-by-step process that I use to make sure that the content is as varied as possible and does not look boring. Because I agree, if you're only working with one set, just one set, let's imagine this set, and it's 200 videos, and it's the same format, which is scripted talking head format, right? Then it will look boring. So with all of these, obviously, different formats, clothing frames, and sets, then it would look better. But let me tell you how I apply it practically. So here is a simple step-by-step process. Number 1, book 2 hours to film 15 short form videos. Book 2 separate sets. So for example, book this room and another room and bring 3 tops. So let's say I'm wearing brown and black. I would get black and a black jacket and a red shirt, and then I would just get a bright blue shirt, right? Doesn't matter, same thing. So you bring these, and then for every 4 videos, you change the set and fit. So for the first 4 videos, we'd film it like this. And then I would remove the fit, I would change it, and I would mix up something in the background. I would angle the table a bit. Let's say I'm sitting in an angled position. This would be the background. Now, it's obviously different than this background. So if you keep on changing angles and you're changing the backgrounds and fits, then it would look differently. So back to the process. So 4 videos, you change the fit, you change the angle a bit, and then you would have filmed 8 videos. If you filmed 8 videos, the first set is done. Now we go to the other set, the other studio. With the other set and other studio, you can do the same. Film the first 4 videos with the first fit, and the second 4 videos with another fit, and you angle it a bit, or you change the background a bit. So you put a different light, or you bring a bulb, or you bring a different plant, or you sit on a different chair, or you remove the table. So you can just play with the variables, which will end up with 4 different combinations for 15 videos. So for example, here are 2 different studios. This is Studio A and this is Studio B. In Studio A, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sets. And Studio B has 3, 6, 7, 8 sets. So let's say we booked today in this studio. I would book 1 hour here, and I would book 1 hour, let's say, which studio fits my brand the most. I'd book 1 hour here. So yalla put 2, yalla put 4. And then what would happen is I would apply whatever I just mentioned to these 2 studios. And I would do. This was all done in the same studio. This was all done in the same studio, but look how different it is. In fact, these 2 are done in the same set, but you can feel it's a bit different. Why? Because number 1, it's a different format. This is a ping pong format. And this is a script talking head video. Second, she's wearing a different fit. And fourth, it's a different angle. And with the different angle, there is also different variables used. So the plant here is different than the plant here. And the plant here is different than the whatever she used here, right? But it looks good though. So this was done on the same day, in the same set, but it looks different. And this is how it can be done. Also, one more thing is film different content formats. And here is what I mean. You have podcast style content, just like this one, or ping pong at call. Like this is ping pong. So rating Dubai real estate investment mistakes. This is 1, 2, 3. And you have board breakdown. This is also done in a studio. And you have talking head, a normal talking head video, just like a normal video without anything on short form. And then you have a Miro/map overview, just like the one I'm using right now. And you have reaction videos, as if I'm watching a video and then I react. So with these, congrats, your content is not boring and your content is high quality and your content is consistent and your content is easy to make. So, long story short, shoot studio as much as you can. Why? Because efficiency wins, consistency wins, and volume wins, and speed wins. And studio gets you all of these. So these are the clear instructions you can use to make your studio content way better. And it's on the screen. You can pause it and take a screenshot. And that was all. Now you know what to decide whether it's filming in a studio or filming outdoors. And if you will film in a studio, this is exactly how you should do it. On another note, to help even further, I have a list full of every single studio in Dubai. You can just find it in the 3rd link in the description, and I hope you win. Bye.